Have you ever wondered what kindness might sound like, or how a tiny voice could soften even the loudest, coldest hearts? In a quiet village curled between soft green hills and rice fields that shimmered like mirrors in the sun, there lived an old man whose hands were wrinkled like autumn leaves and whose eyes carried the calm of morning mist. His life was simple. He swept his porch each day, scattered grain for the sparrows, and carved small wooden toys for passing children who laughed as they skipped along the dusty path. But not everything in his home was warm. His wife's voice cracked through the air like winter wind, sharp and cold, and her face seemed to carry more frowns than smiles. She didn't care for the birds. She didn't care for the laughter of children. And she certainly didn't care for the time the old man spent on things that didn't earn a coin. One gentle spring morning, when cherry blossoms floated down like pink snowflakes, the old man noticed a small sparrow lying beneath the porch. Its wing trembled, and its tiny chest rose and fell with effort. The bird was no bigger than his palm, lighter than a sigh. "Oh, little one," he murmured, scooping it up with tender hands. "Who has clipped the joy from your flight?" He wrapped the sparrow in a soft cloth and placed it in a small bamboo cage by the window, where sunlight spilled in like gold. Each day, he fed it grains soaked in warm tea, and slowly the bird began to sing. Soft trills at first, then bright, sweet notes that filled the home like sunshine through paper screens. The old man smiled more often. Even the air in the house seemed lighter, but his wife's frown deepened. "That useless bird eats our rice and dirties my floor," she snapped. "She's a guest," the old man said gently. "She sings her thanks." One afternoon, when the old man was away gathering bamboo shoots, the sparrow hopped to the table and pecked at a small bowl of rice starch. The woman spotted it, and her eyes narrowed. In a flash, she snatched the sparrow in her fist. "You ungrateful pest," she hissed. With a heart as closed as a locked chest, she took a pair of scissors and cut out the bird's tiny tongue. The sparrow shrieked silently, wings flailing, and in a blur of feathers, she escaped through the open window, vanishing into the green shadows of the forest. Her song gone. When the old man returned and found her missing, he searched the garden, the fields, the quiet paths, calling softly, "Little friend, where are you?" But only the wind answered. His heart heavy, he wandered deeper into the forest, asking every tree, every stream, "Have you seen my sparrow?" Then, a breeze brushed his cheek, and a single glowing feather drifted down to his feet. He picked it up and followed where the wind led, through tangled vines, past mossy stones, beside streams that sang over smooth rocks. The path curled like a forgotten melody until he reached a clearing bathed in dappled light. Birds circled overhead, and blossoms fell like gentle snow. There, tucked in a grove of bamboo, stood a tiny house made of twigs, shells, and flower petals. The sparrow was waiting, smaller than before, yet glowing with warmth. She hopped forward and bowed. From behind her came dozens of other sparrows, carrying tiny bundles of grain, fragrant tea, and shiny trinkets. They fluttered and sang in a chorus that felt like sunlight in sound. "You cared for me when I was broken," the sparrow said, her voice now a melody as clear as the morning sky. "Today, we thank you." Before he left, they offered him 2 baskets, one large, shimmering with golden vines, and one small, plain, and light enough to carry in one hand. "I am old," he said with a gentle smile. "The small one is enough." The sparrows bowed, and the old man walked home along a path that seemed brighter than before. When he opened the basket at home, he gasped. Inside lay silk as soft as clouds, coins that gleamed like sunlight on water, and food enough to last through winter. But what brought tears to his eyes was a small wooden carving of a sparrow, tongue whole, eyes bright, as if singing again. His wife's eyes burned with envy. "Where did you get this?" she demanded. He told her the story, the kindness, the forest, the gift. The very next morning, Greed guiding her steps, she stormed into the forest, shouting and stomping until she found the sparrow's little house. Without bowing, without gratitude, she demanded treasure. The sparrows, still polite, offered her 2 baskets. She grabbed the largest without hesitation. "This will do," she sneered. But when she opened it at home, the air filled with hissing snakes and screeching goblins. Smoke poured out, black and choking, and laughter, cold and cruel, echoed around her. She screamed and stumbled back, the basket vanishing into nothing. From that day on, she never spoke of the sparrow again. As for the old man, he never became rich, but he was never without food, never without company. The sparrows often returned, singing soft songs at his window, each note a thank you, each flutter of wings a reminder that kindness, no matter how small, always finds its way back. Sometimes it returns as a song, sometimes as a glowing feather, and sometimes as a story that lives forever. So tell me, if you found a wounded sparrow on your doorstep, what would you do? Share your answer in the comments, and like, comment, and subscribe for more magical tales that touch the heart.